Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how you can generate NFT images along with their metadata for the Ethereum and Solana network using Rust. In particular, I'm going to be using this new Rust crate called NFT Image and Metadata Generator. The link to this crate will be in the description below. Okay, straight to the code. So this is an empty Rust binary, and in the TOML file we import. Let me zoom in a bit. How do we do that? There we go. We import this NFT image and metadata generator, current version 0.1.1. Okay, so let me just show you the assets that we'll be working with. So these are the assets. Forget the numbers behind the names. I'll explain what they do later. So we're going to be creating sort of NFT style images from these along with the metadata for the Ethereum network, but I'll also explain how you do it for the Solana network as I'm doing this. Okay, so first things first, we want to bring into scope, is a proper way of saying it, the NFT image metadata generator, and we need 3 structs and 1 enum to do this. These are the structs that create a metadata header struct, and we got the image generator struct, which is sort of the main one that we'll be using, and we've got the network enum. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to set up the metadata. So let me just copy all the bits over from this one that I know work. There we go. So this is how you set up a sort of the basic metadata header. A metadata header is basically shared metadata between the Solana Ethereum network, or most of it is shared. So I thought I'd create sort of one object for that to minimize sort of code repetition. So you've got your collection name, your symbol name, the description for your collection. You got your seller fee basis points. So this one I got from the Hashlips library. This is only relevant for Solana. This is required in the Solana metadata. And it basically defines how much percentage you want from secondary market sales. 10,000 is equal to 10%. For example, you've got an external URL that you want to link to. This could be to your let's say your minting page or something to do with your NFT collection. This is not important for Sol, but basically, if it's not important for Sol, not important for Ethereum, you still need it, but you can just put some placeholder values of the correct type. So this is important for Ethereum, your IPFS link. And now the next bit, the creator important Sol only. So this is for the Solana network. You basically want to create creator objects, and they will allow you to distribute, let's say, sales, the finance sales to multiple sort of creators if need be. So here I've got 2 addresses. I've cheekily put in my Ethereum address and my Solana address, but you've got an address here. You've got your share. And it basically has to sum up to 100, of course, because here I've got 2 creators, so they're going to share 50-50 share. And then you basically create these sort of creator structs, and then you put those into a vector that contains creators, essentially. And you can see all this stuff in the if we look at the metadata metadata header constructor, you can see the creators takes a vector of creators. Okay, now we've done that. Now we want to set up the image generator. Okay, let me copy over some code for this. Okay, so we've got the code. So let's go through each of the variables. So the first one here, that one is to do with that is where your assets live. So mine's all of the assets live in example assets. The output path, so that's where we want the metadata and the assets to sort of move to. The network that we're using on, so this is the network enum. So we want the Ethereum. This is the layer order. So we're going to have background as our first layer. On top of that will be square. On top of that will be circle. And you can also introduce a layer exclusion probability, which is a vector of float 32-bit values, and it basically gives you the percentage chance that that particular layer will be excluded for that particular image. So you can see here we've got 0%, so we're going to keep the background, 0%, we're going to keep the square, 20%, we're going to keep the, there's a 20% chance that the circles won't exist in our image. So here we've got the delimiter, so we've got a hash symbol. So what this essentially means is the number after delimiter is essentially a relative probability. So the calculation goes something like this. So if I've got, so let's look at background, for example. We've got 50, 10, 20, 10. So that's 90. So basically, so you sum all that, 90, and then we want black. So what's the percentage chance of choosing black? Well, it's 50 by 90, which is 56%. For blue, it would be 10 by 90, which is 11.1% or 11%. So that's really how it works. If you want equal probability, then you basically set the number to be equal in all of them, because you can see for, let's say, the circle, brown, purple, yellow, sum is 30, 10 by 30, 10 by 30, 10 by 30 chance. So it's all exactly the same. Okay, we've got that. Then we have the number of unique assets that we want to generate. So let's make it clear that these are unique. Or they will be unique, and then we just construct our image generator. One thing to note is the layer exclusion probability is it's an option enum. So if you want to create an exclusion probability layer, you've got to define it like this. If you don't want one, you can simply just write none. Yeah, but we want one for this example. Okay. So that's how, this is how you construct an image generator object. Of course, you can go into documentation to figure out exactly what's going on in the constructor. So now to use it, so first thing that I always like to do is use a little bit of debugging. So we've got a print assets method, and this one you'll see will basically it will show us the assets that the image generator can find. So if I just run this in our terminal, you can see all of the assets that we can find. For example, if I put a mistake here, we're going to get a panic. So we get a panic there. Okay, great. So we've got all of our assets, so we can find them, and then literally all we do is now we put in img.generate. So let's run that. So we want 10 unique assets. We run it. It found 10 unique assets, and now it starts generating the image and saving them to disk. So we'll just wait for that to be finished. Okay, and then it saves the metadata to disk. So if we look at the output, we've got these two folders, assets and metadata. So the assets is the only one we really care about. And you can see, let's pick number 3. So we've got a white background, green square, purple circle. So here we've got a background white, square green, circle purple, and these are all the other parameters that are required for the metadata for the Ethereum network. And if you want to simply create the same thing for Solana, you just do if sol, and then I run this, and then we just wait for it to be complete. There we go. That's all done. So output, assets, and so let's pick this one here. So we've got black background, grey square, yellow circle. And you can see the metadata for Solana. Awesome. So yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Yeah, I really appreciate it.